Welcome back to the LCS, Kobe. I've got an exciting game coming up soon. Tied for third
What you got
place,
for
Team
me?
Liquid. Third or fourth. I mean, the fans are accepting of that one. Immortals right now in 7th. They are 2 games behind, by the way. Going to talk about playoffs a little bit. 2 games behind being in the upper bracket to start playoffs off. You got to get into 6th, make that happen. 2 games behind Dignitas. But Kobe, I am ready. Keys ignition. Let's get this game started.
Let's get it started. Now, do you have for me some Chipotle or some Jersey Mikes? Because
No.
they've got the swap over back.
That's
to
true.
Jenkins after
true.
Alfari played yesterday. So they are still utilizing both top laners. I think that this is a vote of confidence, and Jenkins actually played really well. I know everybody's always wanted Alfari back. We need Alfari.
Yeah.
Look at this, first place, all these stats. But Jenkins did so much work for this team, so I actually like that they're still using him as well.
Absolutely. Of course, Big Benson in mid. He has been great so
Big
far.
Benson.
Yes.
Or Jay, what was
Jay
it?
Money?
Jay Money.
Yeah, that one's way worse. Big Benson was way better as a term, so hopefully TL brings that one back over the course of time. Lucian off the table. I will say Insanity has been the brightest star for me on Immortals. Apparently Bright Star is my phrase of the day, but I think he really, really is very good. Xerxes as well, I think, has been outstanding, especially in summer. So those are the 2 that I really, really have my eyes on. I know Revenge is hungry to prove himself, and up against Jenkins, I think he feels he can clap that lane, so I'll be watching for that one. As Lucian's gone, Renekton's gone.
I just personally like how excited and amped Immortals have been getting for all their matches. They're creating their own hype intros and talking about, Revenge, Rookie of the Year, going to be battling. It just really feels like this team is so focused and energized and looking to continue climbing up the LCS. They're almost at a positive win rate here. See if they can keep it going. Still, again, this has happened so frequently. Xin Zhao banned out, Diana left up. I really, as far as red side, I think that should stop. I really don't think you can be giving over Diana anymore. Teams are too good. There are too many AD solo laners to be able to pick with this champion to allow it to be the only AP threat and have so many wombo combos. This instance, Akali is kind of the other damned if you do, damned if you don't, but they do make the choice.
Okay, could be a bit of a horse trade then. I am a big proponent of Nocturne being the strongest champion in the patch that we're playing on Pro 11-13. Obviously with the Nocturne lane nerfs and the Strybecker nerfs in 14, that's no longer the case, but in the patch these guys are playing on, it's my number 1. So it allows them to trade Nocturne for example, Diana. If people consider that on the same kind of tier, then it's a 1-for-1 plus something else priority.
I would pick Diana and Viego right here for Immortals. That feels so good to me. You're securing one of the other AD solo laners. It would build up for Xerxes, who has been such a hard carry for this team. They don't do it. They do go with the Gwen, another very good AP threat choice, but you definitely, it just feels like right now, currently, if you have too many AP threats and allow your opponents to build more efficient magic resistance, it's not going to happen. So if they're not going to do it now, then I don't think they do it later on in the draft. And it feels like, especially already given the Nocturne, which is a very good top lane AD threat for Team Liquid, they're kind of daring Armeo and Team Liquid to grab the Diana themselves. We do get half of it though. The Viego picked up as well in conjunction with the Gwen.
Absolutely. I mean, we've got, we've talked about, Thresh and Lucian being the wife steal lane, and then you've got, almost never but Lucian and Senna together, or them against each other. You've got Gwen and Viego. It's another lore match. It's great.
I'm not actually privy to the lore on Gwen Viego.
TLDR. Okay,
I do want to say though, off of the wife steal thing, it is funny to me that nobody really stole Viego's wife. She just left him, okay? Right?
Well, to be fair, she died.
But even in the afterlife, she doesn't like him, right?
She died. I don't remember all of it. There's some stuff with Thresh going on, but basically Gwen is Isolde's doll, and she has part of Isolde's soul in her. So Gwen is not Isolde, but is kind of Isolde. Like, she is but isn't is like kind of the official line. There are small parts I'm sure I got wrong here, but this is basically the rundown.
We disappointed lore fans and the non-lore fans in one fell swoop.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, Insanity back on the Tristana. I'm hoping it could be bottom lane for Raze, but Insanity was the first one in the LCS to play the Tristana mid. Played it yesterday as well. It is definitely comfort here for Immortals, and it is moving what looks like a Xerxes maybe for the Gwen. could go either way for Jungle Viego. I feel like Jungle Viego is probably better, and so Revenge will probably get his hands on the Gwen, but it's still open. There's possibilities there, some wiggle room.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've seen Gwen mid. Some definitely can be played. Camille and most fighters tend to be good matchups into Gwen. Her whole shtick is you can dodge your stuff, but if you're in melee range, what are you dodging? Hook shot is just going to like close the gap and then stun you anyway in most cases, so that can look very good. Obviously, Kalista has been a very well-prized bottom laner. You're seeing that, okay, a Varus ban is in, a Thresh ban can cover the Aphelios and that kind of ilk, and, well, Kalista is going to be just a very good one overall.
Honestly, with this combo, I proposition a Galio. There's no Galio ban here. You have Camille and Nocturne. This is crazy dive team fight possibilities for Team Liquid. And Immortals are going to get first pick on the second half of the draft here after the final ban here from Team Liquid. But it doesn't feel like a Galio takeaway has as much value there. We'll see how it actually iterates on the bottom side. Another one of those melee engage, hard engage supports banned out away from the side of Team Liquid. It feels like they are kind of turning their sights towards it already.
I'd be a fan, honestly. I think Galio would fit really, really nicely. The one interaction that can make it tough is Tristana can Buster Shot Camille out of the ult. And then you like Buster Shot Rock Jump against Galio. You're still taking all the damage, but at least you can like live. Alistar can do somewhat similar things. I like the knockbacks into Camille at the very least. Still like Galio, to be clear. At least there is some counterplay for these folks though in trying to survive the Camille specifically. Get out of the ult, keep people up. Last picks to come through still need themselves a mid or jungle on TL's side as well as the support.
No AP either, so.
Right, Magic Light, and certainly you're happy to build steel caps on most of these champions on the Immortals lineup. And there is the Orianna coming through. Rakan, not likely to be in the mid lane here.
Yeah, I mean, Orianna does synergize with the similar dive stuff with both Camille and Nocturne. Hoping still, though, for the one to bring it all together. Do it, Core JJ. Make our dreams come true. The savior of NA also will be our savior. Come on.
Savior of Kobe's champ select. He called it from the very beginning, basically, and it is in. Galio's support is the pickup. A lot of damage available to that champion. Obviously, again, outstanding follow-up onto Nocturne and Camille. Nocturne's Stride Breaker slow is going to make that pretty much guaranteed to connect unless you rocket jump out. So who is the mid lane answer? Might be Silas.
I just love these types of comps, Freak.
Yeah.
When you have the entire, everybody got R, let's rumble, and they just run at them, this is definitely going to be...
I hope it's Trish mid Ziggs bot.
We were just hoping for Ziggs to come back to LCS. We were getting a little bit of separation anxiety after our one game that we got from Huhi earlier. So I'm very happy that Immortals also rewarding us here. Ziggs, in the current state, Insanity has played this champion a bunch. He's always talked about it, even previously before it got buffed. He was a fan of utilizing it. They're still switching around for fun on us, but I definitely hope that it is.
So Insanity did play Ziggs mid in the game against Cloud9, stole a Baron with it, certainly was doable. I think, though, in overall power level, Ziggs is a stronger bottom laner, and I'm glad they made this change. I think Insanity is actually sick on Marksman. I mean, he's got basically everything. But Ziggs bot, I think, is just objectively the more powerful role. We saw T1 2-0 Gen G with this pick. If that can happen, Immortals can beat Team Liquid with this pick. This champion is so damn strong. I want to see it happen.
It also, it provides a lot more things for the composition in whole.
Here we go. Team Liquid versus Immortals. And welcome back to the game. Team Liquid tied for third in the standings. Immortals at 7th want to climb their way up to an upper bracket playoff start. 11 games to play for these teams until we hit the postseason. And then it's hosting that LCS trophy. The goals in minds for these players. Revenge, and we got a spicy top lane real quick, actually. Revenge and Jenkins both. TP, Ignite, Gwen versus Camille.
Top lane, so top lane.
Yes, they are battling. Slow's coming in. Revenge, by the way, just walking back. Raze had to learn Satchel at level 1 to not burn his flash away from Tactical.
Very fortunate for Team Liquid, honestly, on the bottom side there. moving with a little bit of a counter punch. I was hoping maybe they could find something a little bit more on top side, considering Gwen, no flash. Both top laners opting for Ignite means it is a very volatile top side of the map. Jenkins is in. Team Liquid have confidence in him going with the Camille. Camille has been used a lot more in LPL over the previous weeks. Oftentimes with the Ignite, with the grasp there. I'm very happy to see it make its way over a little bit more. As you can see, we've got the pro view on mid lane, though, if you want to take a look at Insanity's Tristana. First LCS mid laner that did bring it out, although many have utilized it.
Yep. And as the waves get pushed around, Jensen take a little bit of damage in mid. Insanity feels like he's a bit of comfort. Can't quite dodge that. Q very easily. It's instant cast and moves pretty quick, so takes some damage.
Are
back.
you happy to see Jensen back on Orianna?
Yes.
For the comfortable nature of the champion here. Nice little double taunts.
Nice job with the Halo Blades. 3 autos, jump backwards, Landy.
Because Jensen, for sure, and this is one of the champions when people talk about the days when he used to just be, able to dodge every single skill shot. And you hear even pro players talking about going into games versus him, and not having the confidence to go for some of those plays. Most of them were with the Orianna and making good use of phase rush, old phase rush, definitely more powerful, but also her own innate speed up herself.
Yep.
Plus, most played champion for a lot of mid laners.
Is he just dead? He's just dead! I love watching Insanity play League of Legends. He's just built different.
Story time is too boring here.
I'm sorry, Kobe.
He's gonna go straight for it. Honestly, though, it's just not the same. I was trying to build to the point that it's just not the same, Freak.
This man ain't the same, Kobe!
Jensen is back on Orianna, but guess what? Insanity's back on Tristana. This is the reason we're hyping it up from Champ Select. He goes in again. Pro View, eat your heart out. That was flash and teleport forced by Insanity. Tremendous early game pressure. Top side.
Big damage top. Armeo forced a flash away. He's going to put the fear on. I mean, he'll be fine, honestly. Able to walk, but Insanity's here! Oh, he's everywhere! He's going to live. Armeo's going to live with like 80 health. Okay, 120.
He is, in fact, insane, because that was not going to turn into a kill.
Big damage, though. Nakam is there. Destiny's days are numbered. Goodbye. Beautifully done by the bottom lane. Tactical and Core JJ. Oh, that Q missing is a big deal, but the W knockback is really important because Tactical, second turret shot, has to summon a heal. I believe he would have died without that one. Good play by Raze, but I mean, still a sick dive by Team Liquid.
Core JJ and Tactical are back, baby. Going with the power bottom lane. They pick up the Galio for the team, plus they're able to still make the play on bottom side versus the Ziggs. Yordle number 1 going in here.
Yep. Looking pretty good so far. Jenkins and Revenge in a fight. Revenge doesn't quite have the damage to kill. His E was on cooldown. 250 health is not what he's going to burn through. I want to point out one thing, though. I like Orianna. I think she fits the metagame pretty well. Right, she's good with and against melee champions. Big shockwave balls, that's very strong. Also, teams generally need magic damage. It's part of why I like Ziggs bot. You need magic damage somewhere in the comp. Sometimes you force some Diana. But Tristana is very good into Orianna. She has no counterplay to the rocket jump moves.
Yep, as soon as he walks up right there, Insanity constantly going in for these exchanges. Got him with the edge of the rocket jump there, too. Here's the second one. Halo Blades is up. Guess what? So is Insanity.
Yeah.
Right on top of his head. Flash blown 2. That really means, there are going to be bigger consequences as we look later into the game. And this is just another replay of the bottom side. Really well played by Core JJ there, honestly, with the Justice Punch to be able to gain that and flashing out immediately afterwards, too.
That's really, really nicely done right there. Could have maybe gone for headbutt. Might have been a cooldown, not sure. But obviously, once the taunt landed, nobody to get aftershock. Just pure damage on level 2 Alistar with no bonus stats, and he picked that one up. Tier picked up early for the Ziggs. Okay, another fight in the mid lane. Looks pretty decent.
All right, Jensen has got to be calling for jungle right now. As a mid laner, you're so frustrated. Like, this guy keeps jumping on me. He's at my turret. And yet, and Flash is blown as well. So it definitely is a possibility. Armeo is only level 4 Nocturne, though, and it's very difficult to do much on Tristana unless she rocket jumps for it for one of those trades. So it has to be some sort of coordination trying to prey off of this play pattern from Insanity, constantly going for these trades and keeping up vision tracking on the enemy jungler.
Alrighty, 200 gold difference though. Keep in mind, obviously the solo kill mid lane looks really good, but a trade kill in the bottom lane keeps that pretty close. Mid farm is tight, top farm is tight, 2 camp the jungler, And Team Liquid with the winning bottom lane because of the great dive that Core and Tactical had, have bot control. Armeo gets to solo the first dragon of the game very, very early on.
Meanwhile, mid-roam with the Tristana actually up towards topside to help with that possible zone. I think it's just good communication, and Jenkins knows he's playing the weak side of the map with his team doing Dragon. His jungler's not there. These are the things that you're looking for. Even in an Ignite versus Ignite, Camille, Gwen, topside, you have to pay respect when the rest of your team is not going to allow you to pick up minions at your turret. So it does result in turret plates gained for Revenge, to extra experience there for Revenge, tower, minions into the tower there, and this is kind of the cost of that early dragon for Team Liquid. You see they're paying it heavily. You know, they do get the Infernal, they're going to get the small bonus there, but Jenkins is paying the price.
Yeah, it's worth noting when you're thinking about dragons overall. I remember a few seasons ago, we're like, oh yeah, you've got to really pay attention to the dragons because there's so much attack damage and armor they give. Like, those stats have been really heavily diminished. They still matter, like it can still change the math, but you almost don't consider them as part of the gold lead. At least I kind of don't. But the fact that you can get towards Soul, like, it's almost more towards that. It's the thought of eventuality where, like, that power spike of Soul is a really, really big deal.
No argument there.
Yep, cool.
That's definitely a good one. Nocturne is very close to level 6 as well. They keep on forcing a lot of very good trades on the side of Team Liquid here on bottom side of the map. You see Armeo is actually going Krugs first. I think after Krugs red, and he just wants a longer duration for the red, then to be able to use it to relieve some pressure here. Good recall timings for bottom side 2 for Team Liquid to get this off right before you reset. Make your purchase first.
Revenge, temporarily the highest level champion in the game. A lot of solo XP, obviously with Jensen dying a couple of times. Well, once, I should say. That's, you know, hampers them a little bit, but they're still doing pretty nicely. Insanity, of course, easily keeping pace in mid as well. Zerker Graves are done, but he is dropping in farm right now. Jensen has stopped the bleeding and has managed to get more CS, so the gold's going to feel pretty good across those two. The blue buff has come up, but hasn't been able to grab it just yet, as he's just going to keep trading blows in the mid lane with Insanity, pushing in, and yeah, now that Shockwave is a real possibility, and then a Nocturne level 6 counter gank means you die. Insanity can't really play the aggressive rocket jumps anymore.
Yeah, it's honestly an interesting choice, because if you hold your Nocturne ultimate, then you do get a little bit more caution forced out of your opponent laners for all of your lanes at the same time. But at the same time, you also kind of want to use it in a super volatile lane like topside, where it's double ignite top laners, both with tremendous damage output. And this might be that opportunity.
Revenge wants to take the fight. Jenkins, fight me back. Please hit me. No, he won't do it. Lands the W, gets some damage. Revenge forced to walk back. And now as Xerxes walks down, he's going to be over a ward. Might have, okay, definitely knows Armeo was there now. And this Herald start is going to be a bit tough. Support's walking over first from TL's side.
Yeah.
Cersei wanted to bait Jenkins down. Not going to happen. Revenge has top pressure, so we can join first.
They're going to hard force this. So Team Liquid should be able to just force Immortals off. I think Immortals should just send Cersei to Krugs immediately. Don't waste any time here, because look at the bottom lane. They're pushing ahead. You have Ziggs and Tristana. These are the Yordle demolition duo. Try and get those Yordles up to the towers. Try and get them to earn their own tower plates. Ziggs, as you can see, is at the tower on bottom side. So Raze is trying to get some gold back for this. Gets one turret plate himself.
Should get a second. Cooldown's come back up. Gets the passive. There's Q, there's W, and then 2 autos, I believe, will get that plate. Not quite, but maybe next wave you can make that one happen. Shoves the waves down. The satchel, by the way, for those who don't play much Ziggs, it does not deal damage to turrets directly. Once they're below 25%, it will execute. It will, by the way, it'll execute through backdoor bonus, so at any point in time, you can walk over 1,000 range away, pop it, kill it, but it won't help you kill it up until that point. The first plate's what you need to have happen. Now, if you can bring Tristana over, then, you know, hey, with the E, you knock things down. Those two can pair up really, really nicely. Tristana kills the first 2 plates. Ziggs kills the last 2. That can look really good, but up until that point, you're kind of like, hoping you can do enough. Yeah. I actually thought when Insanity was walking down the river, he got a control ward. I thought he was going to go and like chunk 2 plates and just get first turret with Ziggs.
Yeah, I was thinking they're going to both go for their own turret plates. You know, just the short fuse for Ziggs helped out a decent amount in pushing for himself. And they do get paid for their efforts. Tactical also lost some experience as far as the wave dying at the turret that was pushed up by the Immortals bottom lane. But I think the key there is just the quick decision making and the small amount of time that is wasted. When you see, and it's so plain when your opponent mid lane or bottom lane makes it all the way up to mid lane, you just give that up and you go for the trade on the other side of the map, because then you're not running any sort of extra risk factor, and you do get closer to your goal of, hey, for later, we are always going to have this explosive turret damage with these two champions. It's not like this goes away. In fact, it actually gets better. More points you put into satchel charge, execution threshold goes up, and they'll be able to take them out.
And my understanding of the common Ziggs build is you're going to leave that as a 1.1 until 14, but level 14 is going to be reached, right? Like, you are going to get there at one point in time, so that execute is going to matter in the late game for sure. Second Dragon on the board, and TL, I like that they are stacking these fast. Ulti Haste, by the way, feels so good as a current Nocturne 1 trick. That is really useful ability haste. You get a fast cooldown on that one. Insanity gonna rocket jump out. Could not quite immune the shockwave. He's gonna be fine though, just a trade of blows. Out they both go.
Yeah, Jensen standing tall. Now he's got the single cloth armor there for some of these trades. There's the Rift Herald cashing in for bottom side though. Honestly, getting Kalista up to first item here, going to be a big point for Team Liquid. And again, CoreJJ's level 6 on the Galio now. The linchpin of the draft, the final lock in here that we are so heavily anticipating for Team Liquid, ready to combine with that Nocturne for these jungle plays that we're looking for.
So let's take a quick check at the scoreboard as the first Herald has been summoned and crashed in. Immortals are still sitting at a 1,300 gold lead. Top lane is a canyon, by the way. Revenge is absolutely demolishing this matchup. That's looking beautiful. Mid lane, though, has answered reasonably well. Bot lane is still just fine for Team Liquid. Turret plate's pretty equal across the line, but 16 CS and 1 extra plate, that's feeling pretty good. But now a plate is blocked. Great flash by Tactical. Sees it in time, but gonna be stunned up now. This could be enough damage. Galio here to help. He's gonna be in. Does he have the ulti? He does not. Xerxes goes down. Then Camille is here for a bit more. Ray stays alive. Jenkins forced to run away. Revenge is in now as well. Gets the ulti in. Huge amount of damage. Not a kill just yet. But the Tristana's in. Ults in for 1. Jumps right back out.
What an exciting champion there for Insanity. Gets his reset. Rocket jump back out. And guess what? They've still got the priority to push in on this wave because Nocturne has been top this entire time. There was no collaboration there on the side of Team Liquid.
1,000 health to go on that turret before it is satchelable.
So Freak, though, is there anything more satisfying than watching Viego not get a reset just inches in front of his face there as Tactical is able to kite him under the turret? They get the kill. It did turn out a lot better afterwards for Immortals because they did bring everybody, and this was a play while Team Liquid had jungle topside. But that juicy little bit there definitely was huge. Not able to get the last auto, not able to get the execute. CoreJJ just comes in like Superman, saving Tactical. Here's where it all turns. So extra teleport comes in. They've got the jungler already down on this side, and so Revenge chunks him low. Guess what? Makes it easy for Insanity. Flash right in there, ultimate, and rocket jump out.
I saw that Jensen, he eat himself. He's like, he's going for me. I'm the target. Shields himself. It's like, bye, Jenkins. He had to guess, it's going to be hard to block on reflex reliably, but Jensen chose him.
It's hard, too, because Jensen, if it was the same play, Insanity could have flashed rocket jump in and ulted him into the wall, and they probably would have just been able to take it, too. So.
They're both viable targets. I don't blame him. He just guessed wrong. It's tough. I just think it was funny. Like, Jenkins died. He's like, protect. It's like, okay, dude.
Remember, too, as far as your earlier, scoreboard reading out here for the lanes and stuff, the top side was a lot of focus there for Team Liquid and going for dragons, and so that led to Camille being so significantly behind, and Jenkins also, going with that call. 40 more extra kills left on that one to cash in. And they might actually be able to do something about this counter on blue buff. I like the aggressive invade from Xerxes, but immediate collapse from Jensen and Armeo is going to chase him off.
Alrighty. No counter jungle allowed. Sorry, Viego. Xerxes, you do not get to conquer this one today. Takes the recall. Top lane turret, almost satchelable. Almost. I'm going to keep that in mind just because, Ziggs aficionado. I like my OP champions. As long as you can walk Ziggs up there, that turret is gone to an auto attack and a W. Tactical, a rich man, though. Looking for that one for sure. I like this, by the way, going Wits End second. He's against a Gwen and a Ziggs. Going to have a hard time dodging all that damage, so I like the pivot to a more defensive build.
Yeah, honestly, there's a lot of value. It's a very efficient item when you're targeting and actually utilizing the defensive properties well on top of it. Immortals, though, very deep push for this deep vision to try and see some of the lead-up plays.
Ult for the slow. Auto Q going to land. Galio here for the reinforcements again. Shield bow pops. That's going to be enough to stay alive. Big taunt. Q's going to land. Nocturne here. Ulti in for the Ziggs. Cannot get away. This is going to be a dead Viego and a dead Alistar to boot. The counter engage. The defense is there. The double global. Team Liquid keep tactical alive.
Let me tell you, Freak, if you are going to dive between two turrets against a team with double globals, you had better be quick about your work. And that is against the champion that has shield bow, which does proc. Armeo trying to get close to Insanity, easily able to rocket jump out away from the fear, but it is still going to be a Team Liquid pushback, getting Dragon number 3 right on schedule, even before 17 minutes for themselves.
Yeah.
So the early Dragon Soul also being Mountain, definitely going to provide so much value when you have the extra defenses.
Yeah, big damage here, but no one else is really in range. Insanity rocket jumps out. Ray's going to play the defensive option of jumping over the wall, trying to save it for the turret. Can't do so yet as the turret is defended. And here comes Jenkins trying to fight topside revenge. Will easily finish the turret, though. Fight not to be had. Level 12 to level 10, is that? Am I reading that right? Yeah, Jenkins is close to leveling. He's 2 CS away. That'll be ranked 2 ulti, but it has been a rough road. He has been ignored by his team and set behind.
Certainly has. Revenge having the time of his life up here. Riftmaker already done. Dark Seal ready to be stacked. In conjunction with Rift Herald number 2, Immortals are poised to make a bit of a stronger push, but I think that Team Liquid are quite happy with how their Dragon pace has been for this game. As far as the value of a Mountain Soul, when you're facing things that have so much burst damage and something like Viego that really counts on that.
Oh. Gets over, forces the flash get away, but that fear is going to happen for sure. Big damage, follow up from Orianna. Armeo gets himself the kill. Team Liquid 5-2.
Yeah, they're going to be happy about that one. Immortals do get an answer on the bottom side of the map with the Justana finishing it off, but to be even with gold with your 3 Dragon setup and your team is all about a giant team fight wombo combo, Freak, dream scenario here for Team Liquid. They are sitting pretty.
Looking good. 500 gold difference, not bad. But 3 dragons to 1. It's got to make Team Liquid grin. That Mountain Soul's going to feel good.
And everything is just built around, hey, we are going to do the Camille Nocturne dive with Shockwave, with Galio Ultimate. The theory crafting from Champ Select, all about to come together here. 3.5 minutes ahead. The thing that Immortals would want to do to try and upset that, they keep on moving in for the super deep vision to catch the pieces before they are together, before Team Liquid get that set up and can actually combine all of them together. It's just that they haven't been able to pull off the goal quick enough in some of these earlier plays, and Team Liquid have had very, very good response times as far as turning them right back around.
So far playing the bot lane slow. Nothing to play for 3 minutes. It's going to be climactic around the Mountain Soul. And though there are some extra stats because of the ones that have been picked up on TL's side, it should be a close fight. Mythics across the board done for pretty much everyone who matters. Supports are on their way over. Corey J did go for the higher gold income one. Typically, as long as you can get the Q poke out, you are going to earn more than with a Relic Shield. So we should see the tier 3 soon for Core. And that'll be a nice chunk of ability power when he finishes that one up, but going towards what looks to be Locket, if I understand the build path correctly. Ward in the mid lane. We'll see now. If Raze is ever allowed to walk up, I would love to get a click on that turret actually, see if it's at 1250 or not. Because I'm curious if he can backdoor satchel it or not. Thank you so much. I know it's tough. Okay, so if he's ever safe to literally walk up, he can W from at max range and get the 500 gold.
Yeah. All right, the setup continues here. Honestly, again, Team Liquid, they don't have to use any sort of cooldowns prior to this Dragon. With 2 minutes away, it does feel like they are content to wait for the culmination here because there's no downside for them. The only thing they have to worry about is these small pickoffs ahead of time for Immortals. And Immortals going to have to try and spread out, scramble a bit, try and avoid the dreaded Camille Galio combo with Nocturne Darkness coming over the top. And there's plenty of execution damage here for Team Liquid to finish off too. So big breaking point approaching 1.5 minutes ahead. This is going to mean we're going to need recalls probably in about 30 seconds from Team Liquid to get their resets and refill their control ward inventories here to make another push back towards bottom side. CoreJJ actually using this wave of his wards on top first by Baron before resetting to refill it and make that push over to your Dragon.
Okay, so no Baron sneaks allowed as they go for the Dragon setup. I think that makes plenty of sense. Can Insanity finish Phantom Dancer? We've got Jensen on his way. I like that he actually stopped at Cloth Armor. He realized that he wasn't losing the lane anymore and just kind of chilling on just Cloth. He's going to have Seraphs once he can get the combine. So both mid laners looking for a pretty important recipe cost. On the way towards Void Staff now on Raze's Ziggs.
And speaking of your earlier thing on the recipe cost there for the Solaris is done for CoreJJ just in time for a team fight. There's so much value now there with Galio ultimate magic shield coming in plus the Solari. Everything's coming together, Freak.
30 seconds on the Dragon. Right now, the Immortals are looking at mid first. I think Herald Charge plus Ziggs will actually one-shot tier 2 turret. That's close. That's roughly satchelable. So either way, they'll get that gold later on when they want it. Right now, it's playing around the bottom side. Control ward in the brush. Not going to fight for that one. But they know TL can dive in. No flash, but ulti up for Armeo. CoreJJ spotted. Trinket ward killed.
It's difficult because versus Galio, you want your carries to split, but versus Nocturne, you need to group for vision. And so Team Liquid are going to kind of pose this very difficult question to Immortals. And the biggest thing for them is going to be disengaging during that wide AoE.
Jenkins looking at a flank angle as Immortals kites back. They keep him kind of in front of him. Ward goes down, found by control ward though, and the fight begins on the Dragon. First reset comes in, back to full HP. A little bit of Ziggs poke, doesn't mean a ton just yet. Jensen trying, but with the blue buff, it's not bad. Raze has plenty of mana with his tier.
I want Destiny actually to mark Jenkins right now. They see him approaching on the flank.
2,000 health. Shockwave catches only one. Dive comes in. Good smite. Mountain Soul is in. Here comes the battle already. They've deleted Tristana. Revenge is going to be next. Immortals just could not find the fight. 2 for 0 just like that. And TL are in absolute control.
Freak, we spent so much time setting up for this crescendo for Team Liquid and thinking, oh, is there going to be any surprise, any twist at the end? No, there's not, Freak. They execute perfectly, and they're going to chase down another one here. CoreJJ getting a little aggressive towards the Raptors, too. Xerxes could make a hero play. He's got Flash. He's got Smite.
I think it's correct to try. The question is, can you get Vision? I don't believe Ziggs spells give Vision. Maybe the W, okay, puts it down, sees 7K. All right, throw the spells down.
Identity has stolen these before.
Yes, but the ulti is down, making it tough. Destiny coming around, he puts the control ward in. 4K health. Xerxes will have to flash and has no way out. Can it happen? Goes in, and he gets it! Huge pickup, but isn't gonna be enough. His head jumps on Jensen. Gale Force in, nearly kills. Second rocket jump, that'll die to an ulti. One more auto, but he gets away with it. How about the flash follow? Not gonna find that one either. Ziggs is gone. 1 for 0 team fight, but Immortals still inside the pit and alive. I guess I should say, as Xerxes died earlier, but now can they live with a single Baron buff, or is everyone going to die? It's a 5 versus 2. Here comes Nocturne, big damage. Goodbye to Revenge, and they're going to keep on going. Can they find the rest though? Destiny and Insanity on the run to get away. Looks like they will survive with 2. To steal the Baron is a huge swing, but TL still stronger on the map.
They wanted more, Freak. They always want more. Immortals, they wanted the Baron steal, but also to try and get a fight while all the R buttons are down, are on cooldown. They thought because these big synergies, those big team fight ultimates that were just used at Dragon, would be another good opportunity for themselves. Usually you're like, okay, you either go for the fight or the steal, but because of that window, they tried to get more, and in the end, Team Liquid, yes, they lose the Baron, or actually, they finish it. As we'll see, Xerxes flash over. I bet let's just Q and Smite for Xerxes that is able to finish it out. Let's see what the health is.
Yeah, I know it gets the 2K when he flashes in, and then they just get the rest of it.
Yeah, but so anyways, even though Team Liquid lose the Baron, they're able to push right back, get so many of the extra kills. It's not going to be such a big swing. Yeah, nice little burst there. Does get it down to 450, and then he's able to finish off with his own Smite. So here's the channel in. They're thinking, okay, without the ultimates, we should be able to win this, but good kiting outside the back of the Baron pit from Team Liquid. Able to force it back down, pick up their kill, and then the chase comes through. Guess what? Nocturne ultimate only a few seconds away. As soon as that one comes back up, they can push out on top side too.
Someone heal for move speed, try to get CoreJJ into range. Didn't quite happen though, but nice try by Tactical to be assisting. Yeah, good damage to the Ziggs. Again, very strong champ, but obviously we look at what TL can do with the gold lead and the Mountain Soul they've got. Red Bull Baron power play, gonna probably end up negative for Immortals. They've got it on 2. I believe it's their Tristana and Alistar wearing the buff. Those are the ones who are gonna be, thank you very much for the reinforcement. Yes, indeed. But you can see, yeah, hides away, doesn't want to fight Camille 1v1.
Yeah, it's mostly a defensive Baron buff here to try and stop some minion pushes on their towers. Thing is here for Team Liquid, because they have the teleport also available on Jenkins, who after that last team fight, you saw the damage output numbers, even without the extra ultimates through, feels confident. You push up this wave, and they can try and shove in both sideways at the same time to allow them to then come through it once again with the full combo towards mid. Everybody now collapsing on this outer turret.
Go. Ulti used to clear the wave. Will not one-shot the cannon, but get a lot of damage and everything else, and looks like they won't lose much turret health. Pretty short cooldown overall. Void Staff is done for Ziggs. That'll be meaningful for the PvP.
Yep, just reset then for Team Liquid. Fan back out to both side lanes, push another wave, and you can reconvene. You still have the ability to join. This fight, though, is...
Good damage from Jenkins. Puts Revenge down below half HP. Uses the Ignite for it, though, which didn't seem quite needed. He retreats away anyway. So a small cooldown going to be lost, but you can see he's got so much sustain, can just chunk through these minions and come right back up into a good spot.
I'm interested to see if we actually do come up against that breaking point where the Ziggs wave clear is so good that Team Liquid do have to force themselves too deep under these turrets. It makes me think that they're going for the super safe play, waiting just for the Elder Dragon here because no extra cooldowns used. Everybody just kind of waiting. Yeah, Ziggs wave clear is annoying, but guess what? We don't need a wave at Elder Dragon. So no wave, no problem. Just wait and bait them out into the Elder Dragon. A minute left on this, and the patience for Team Liquid just continues towards these neutral objectives.
Just got to care about the steals. You know, the fact that the last Baron did go to Xerxes made, I agree that's probably the play, though. To be clear, I actually totally agree with you. It's just like, okay, this time, though, time the Rend and Smite together this time. Instead of, smiting early, I believe Rend wasn't popped and just, second Smite came through for Xerxes. Well done by him. So wait to see that one. Hurricane is done, and Tactical on his way towards the Rage Blade as well. I actually love this build a lot. Hurricane Rage Blade actually has quite good synergy since you convert all the on-hit damage 1-to-1, whereas since you only get, 40% of your AD. The crits aren't very good, so it's actually very, very good synergy. Works out pretty nicely together. And here we go. Dragon setup, 15 seconds till it's up. Core JJ with a solid position. Armeo the same. A couple of wards, I think, saw them move that way. Jensen's now TP'd in as well. Nice job in the bot lane. Tier 2 taken by Tactical. And now here comes the Dragon start.
Okay, IMT with the clump. This time around, so last time Destiny was unable to get the headbutt on the initiation towards Camille, and it was really perfect for Team Liquid. They got the full combo off. Now you can see Destiny looking up behind the back of the Dragon Pit here. Honestly, though, Team Liquid just make an insertion.
In they go. Flash taunt. They're going to find damage. Fear's going to land through on Triss, but he's not dead. Zonia's for Ray, stays alive. Huge burst. Gets his ulti out, but still dies. 1-for-0. Jenkins in the chase. Zonia stays alive. Armeo is low. And there we go. A shutdown comes through for Gwen, and Insanity plays the kite well enough. But the second taunt comes through, and Destiny will fall. 2-1 so far. No jungler can make Dragon difficult, but the fight still looks way better. TL finally knocked down mid lane outer.
And Jenkins has teleport, so this Dragon is gotta be Team Liquid's here. They did lose their jungler, their Smite, but they also killed off Ziggs, which is the long-range steal that you have to worry about. So without the long-range steal, it would have to be Xerxes, and you just turn your sights towards him. Good job here by Core JJ. Again, you mark the jungler, make sure he can't get in.
No flash, no ult. There's no way.
Yeah.
Good job. All right. Easy take. Absolutely no one has a possibility of stopping. You know everyone's location. You know their ranges. You know it's yours. Wait for the last respawn. Armeo up in 1. Auto, Rend, there you go. Money earned, Dragon Soul on, 6,000 gold lead for Team Liquid.
And it's a 2-for-nothing deal here, because if you get the Elder Dragon, then you also have the added execution damage for Baron setup, and Immortals are looking for the dream play. Maybe this time they actually, I would recommend just going for the steal. As little commitment as possible. Here's another look at the combo, though, from Team Liquid. And you see Raze almost was able to get away, but Jensen up on the top side finishes him off, and then even under the turret, wow. Jenkins is unable to finish off Insanity. Still, front line can't disengage there. CoreJJ locks him in, finish up the extra kill there for Team Liquid. And here's a transition over to the Baron. So Immortals, you don't ever want to actually commit to the fight like last time. This time, it's just, hey, throw the Hail Mary, Ziggs ultimate, maybe you can get lucky. Insanity did it, maybe Raze can have the same skill.
Trinket used, they see 6k health, vision goes away.
All right.
Random guess. They leave it high. Good job. Well played, Team Liquid. They said, okay, let's slow down. He's got to guess the timing. Wait. Oh, we see it. Cool. 4K health. No problem. Let it land.
I mean, if you mess that one up,
Quick, burst it. 4K.
Yeah. Oh, the bomb is coming. No.
Yeah. I've had those games, though. My team played it that way.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. I don't play at the highest of elos. We're on the way up, maybe. Either way.
I believe in you, Freak.
Hey, there's always a chance I'll hit Diamond as a jungler this season. Be a first for me as a jungler. We'll see what happens. Top lane under fire, though. And yeah, double cannon minion makes it pretty easy. Ziggs wave clear is okay, but, you know, it still takes like several bombs per cannon minion, and eventually it goes down. Mid lane gets walked in. Jenkins gets the local gold here in the mid lane tier 2. 12-3 the current kill score. 10,000 gold lead feels great. Ziggs can only do so much when Barons take reduced damage from champions.
Yeah. You know what else feels great? There's no flash on either the Tristana or the Ziggs, so you gotta respect.
That is that. That is rocket jump timed well, and for good measure, Gale forced it but didn't need to. That is now a missing cooldown for a minute and a half. That's going to be kind of meaningful, but it won't probably change much about this game. Team Liquid about to walk it in. Going to find themselves their first and second inhibitor kill, and they're ready to kill the base as well. Cannon waves have reinforced in both these lanes. They will ignore bot. They don't need it. They're going to push in now for these two turrets. Big damage on Revenge. Could be stunned. Jenkins goes to the side. That doesn't go for the full play, but wants to bait out some cooldowns. Turret number 1 is gone. Turret number 2 under fire now as well. 3 cannon minions putting shots in. Going to take it down pretty fast. Tristana tries to help. Burns the E cooldown. They will knock down these minions, but not before the turret's at about 100 health. One sidelong look will kill the last turret defending the Nexus. There's the shot, there's the kill. 10 turrets picked up. Here comes the dive. Ziggs ult means almost nothing. Galio dives in for a bit more, and it's time for the kills as the Elder Dragon times out, but Insanity's already gone. Second kill picked up now as well. 3 for nothing, and there's just nothing that Immortals can do. The Dragon setups were good. The Soul made it impossible to come back, and Team Liquid will right the ship. They won yesterday. They're going to win again today as well.
And what a smooth one. Complete objective focus. No extraneous movement and time wasted in setup here. Nobody using cooldowns, going for 1v1s for kills, a minute and a half even in advance of some of these objectives for Team Liquid. It was laser focus on those dragons from the very beginning of the game. Jenkins as well playing the opposite side of the map, knowing that they have full commitment down towards bottom, towards dragon stacking early on. He's able to back off. Yes, a big CS deficit is going to accrue, but that is the price that they are paying for this path to victory. And I have to commend them for sticking right to it. You know, win conditions there, very clear calls. Oftentimes, you know, we credit CoreJJ for that clear focus and that overall macro game plan view for the team.
Yeah.
Definitely stuck to it here for Team Liquid.
Core and Tactical had a huge say in who won this game. They forced Satchel Charge at level 1 out of Raze up level 1. Didn't see the setup, but you don't want to start W on Ziggs for your lane. You lose all control there. And then we had the level 2 tower dive. And it wasn't one where it's like, oh, it's level 3 versus level 2, like, you know, standard top lane shenanigans where you crash with, you know, your jungler, whatever. It's like, no, we're all level 2. I'm just going to walk up and taunt the Alistar, and we're going to burst him from full. Good job, right? Like, they just put all the damage down, a good flash by CoreJJ, staying alive, and it's like, oh, well, now we're winning bot lane, so Dragon Stack, 24-minute Mountain Soul, roughly. Like, really well done to pivot into, okay, we're crushing bot lane, let's play around those objectives, and it went really well.
Tactical's Callista was the thing that got me most excited heading to Worlds last year for Team Liquid. And that's really where the hype around Tactical as this, you know, North American talent, AD carry, among the team of full veterans here being such a big carry for them, really started to explode. So happy to see him back on the champion, and both of them playing so well in the bottom lane. Honestly, this player of the game is hard for me between the two bottom laners. I'm slightly edging towards CoreJJ for the setup there, you know, with the Galio, having as the last pick, bringing it all through, did us the solid there.
Yeah, right? That's actually why he gets the vote, you know?
But honestly, it is also, too, because when we do get the listens in, you know, on the comp, comms, you know that it is him kind of hammering this home on all of the setups for the team and keeping that direction in game.
Yep, great objective control, great team fighting. I think they left 3 deaths, I think, across the game. Really, really well done on the side of Team Liquid, now half a game ahead of 3rd place. Now, other side, we will hear from the State Farm analyst desk as they dive into the Callista Galio combo that TL won with. See you there.
Gravel T2, that was good.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Yeah, right. Pepperoni pockets, an atomic brownie, cuckoo crusty.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a cider ranch. You're the man.
When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back to the State Farm Analyst Desk. It's Team Liquid who comes out on top against Immortals, and we are joined by none other than Tactical. Hard carry performance on that Callista here, but be honest with me. When you guys invaded level 1 and he takes Satchel, did you know the game was over at that point?
I knew for sure they couldn't play the first 3 levels after that.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, so in your head, assuming all things even coming into the lane, who actually should have the push? Would Callista Galio still have push prio over Ziggs?
Yeah, Callista Galio for sure, without a doubt, should have prio. Our goal was to abuse early. That's like the Galio pick. We just want to abuse them. Even core bot spell thieves. I didn't notice until we're in the middle laning phase. And I'm like, oh, he really wants to win. And then I guess it helps, yeah.
When you look at this team composition you're dealing with, the Ziggs comes in, Tristana range, and then they have like the dive of Alistar, and of course like Viego. Like, what's your thought process? Because they tried for it multiple times.
Yeah, so the thing about Alistar or Ziggs is that there's no like guarantee setup because Alistar has to land a combo.
Yeah.
And it's not like a Nautilus or Leona where you have like a multi-second lockdown. So it was kind of hard for him to play in that regard because we had so many like, you just can't lock us down, lock down Callista and Camille and stuff. It's hard. And I don't know, honestly. I was like playing the game out, just hoping I smashed enemy bot enough, and then it happened, I guess.
There you go.
It very much looked like you smashed him enough. There was the solo kill that went over in mid lane, but then we just panned down bottom at level 3. You guys are diving him under turret, and so it looked like total control from that perspective. As the game developed, though, I mean, it was like clean Drake control into one of the earliest drag souls we've seen. It was a 28-minute Elder Dragon.
Elder, yeah.
I mean,
Oh, really?
I think that's when it spawned. You guys may have taken it a minute or so later. For Team Liquid, where you guys are at in your split right now, compared to where you were at in spring, where you were a finals contender, like, where do you think you are? Are you equivalent, better, a little bit behind where you were at that point? Like, how do you make that comparison?
I'd say it's hard to like get an exact judgment because we have been swapping players. So like we do play, there's different ways to draft and pick and play. And it's hard to say until we have like a more consistent idea of how we want to do stuff. I would say we're probably doing better now. I think we're being more productive, and at least in our practice time and everything. I think we're really coming together as a team better as well. So I say right now we're better.
With obviously you guys have decided after what happened in the beginning that you're going to commit to a 6-man roster. How does that change? Obviously, bot lane is a little bit isolated from the entirety of the map at times. How does that change the way you guys play, though, as a team?
So with Afari, he looks to have take advantage of his elites he gets. But with Bob Jenkins, we are more on like him doing his job and then playing around our guaranteed advantages in our comp. So like maybe as a result, we might not go top side as much, or like we might try to play around bot side a bit more. But it's just like,
Yeah.
it's a bit different.
So talking to like your team previously and listening to interviews, I know one thing that you guys have said in spring that you weren't as adept at, I guess, is you did really well when transferring like priority you and core would get, right, in the bot lane to the rest of the map, and didn't do as well in timing it with transferring Alfari's advantage to the rest of the map. So how do you plan on working that for summer? Just because I know it's something that at the beginning of the split, you guys said that you really wanted to improve.
Yeah, so that's like the main thing when I said I think we're doing better this summer.
Okay.
I think we, as a team, and we talked a lot, we kind of like recognized it was like a thing we could do better. So I think going forward, that's why I'm pretty confident that in summer we'll do better with that.
Nice.
So I remember seeing from just at least it was like Team Liquid content, you know, it was Cold saying, interim head coach, about like focusing on kind of like yourselves more individually, right? And I know that I think Spring Split, I don't know how you felt about your performance back then, but like at least in summer, how would you compare your performance from Spring to Summer Split? I know people have been thinking of you like one of the top 80 carries in the region.
Yeah, in spring I think I did really badly. I don't know what I was doing, honestly.
No.
But now I'm here. I'm trying to be more consistent. I do think compared to last year, I did improve my individual play a lot, but maybe not in terms of like the other aspects.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to like create a more balanced, like I'm trying to become a more balanced player.
Yeah.
Trying to be more consistent, and yeah.
What would you say is like the first step in doing that? Because like you see this, you guys are just straight dominating him this game.
Well, I was gonna say, first of all, you can say you're playing badly on your way to a spring finals.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I might argue that point, but even if I'm gonna give that to you, is this the kind of this is at least the kind of performance that I think of when I start to think of, you know, an 80 carry separating themselves from the rest in terms of how they are able to carry a game?
Well, hey, with your point on the playoffs, I do think going to spring playoffs, I did start to do a bit better. I started picking it up a bit more. But in the regular, I did kind of suffer a little bit. And now it's like, I don't know, I'm just doing everything better. It's hard to say.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
At least it makes that easy. Because I know that at least like this is a great example, and there are plenty of examples. At least like you and Core JJ having a phenomenal early game. Would you say that like that focus from you in terms of like improving is more so centered around like mid game, late game, especially with the new members coming in? That there's a little bit more kind of responsibility on your shoulders.
Yeah, I'd say it's not like 2v2 that I need to like work on. It's like just thinking about like, the bigger picture more, incorporating what I can do and how I can affect the map, stuff like that. Just trying to not tunnel too much on my own game and trying to play around the whole map.
Makes sense.
So in looking at like team fights, because I know one thing you were heavily criticized, and obviously it became the mimetic Malphite ult as Tristana. But one thing I am pretty critical of North American players in generally is like not going for plays like that, right? Like I'd much rather see you go in and die actually. And maybe this is just LPL brain. Like I'd much rather see you guys take those risks, and then next time you can kind of peel back and learn from it and be like, okay, when can I still be really proactive? Because I feel like a lot of players, when they come up from either academy or amateur, sometimes lose that in LCS. So I've actually really appreciated that about you. And I guess, why do you think it has been more consistent this summer? Is it just like you're not playing as much Tristana, or you have a better idea of like how to play around those fights, or what?
So in spring, some of the things I did were just inting. There's no like backup explanation or reason I can provide. But I don't know, back then I was like kind of just tunneled on doing damage and something. But then now it's like I'm more better at like doing it at the right times, knowing when I can do it. I don't know why it was such a like sudden thing I had in spring, but I think it won't happen as much now.
Nice.
You got to learn how to play on the edge, right? And come out, come up heads more often than you come up tails in that situation. While you did pop off this game, player of the game did go to your lane partner in Core JJ. I just wanted to get your thoughts on him as a support, because that role, I think, for forever has been somewhat underappreciated and very hard to tell what makes somebody good at it, right? And so I just kind of want to hear from you specifically, like, why do you think it is that Core JJ is able to separate himself from others within that role that sometimes it can be hard to shine in?
I'd say Core is very, very consistent. He has his way of playing the game and how he views the game, and he always sticks to it. He never it never changes during the game or before the game or after the game. It's always the same. It's a really balanced play style he has and mindset. As I think for him, the best thing that can happen for him is if everyone's on the same page on the team. And nowadays, it seems like we're kind of like that. And it's hard to say because always we don't know what's going on just behind the screens. Like you don't know how much he provides to comms. Like he's a good leader
right,
as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He really tries to keep everyone on the same page. He's really good at that. And I don't know, he's just very, very consistent, very balanced player.
And every once in a while, he pulls out the spell thieves and crushes
there you
the
go.
lane, right? And that's how he gets Pog. Tactical, congratulations on the victory here today, both yesterday and today. A very solid start to the week for you, and thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you, no problem.
All righty, from here, it's time for a quick commercial break, but don't fret. 100 Thieves and Evil Geniuses, they face off in not too long. We'll see you soon.